Go. Hello, everyone and no one, and welcome to another Talking Into the Void. Uh, it's December, so yes, it is Christmas month. But join me as always is Tier Alexander. Tier, how you doing?
I'm good, my friend. How are you?
Not so bad. Join us as well as Angela. Angela, how you doing?
Hey there, I'm doing all right. How about you?
Not so bad. Will is running a little late, but also joining us tonight is Tragic Gardner. Tragic, how you doing?
I just kind of stumbled in here, so I guess I'm doing okay.
And I guess it's
He drunkenly stumbled in.
I think you're thinking this because it's showing in the streamer thing is like Dark Laser here, but I believe you normally go as Critical Thinkers Guild in YouTube.
Duh.
What?
Duh. I said duh.
Ah,
See, we, da.
hi.
Yeah,
Yes.
I got to use it.
See, me, duh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was just yeah. Oh, I would do that shit while I was in Okinawa. Like someone would be like, "Hey, we do." It's like you got this. It'd be like, hi, da, oui, ha,
Pardon.
and just try to bring off all the freaking yeses I knew in different languages to find like yes. Only one other person I hadn't gotten to the English or Spanish. She's like, dude, I'm Mexican. It's either English or Spanish.
Hey, Holmes.
So I'm pretty sure we've all
No,
seen.
it's orale, vato.
I just said yes in Chinese, by the way. Shide.
So I'm pretty sure we've all seen the news going around Twitter, and that whole crowd of the no one's above the law has been really fucking quiet recently.
Yeah,
There is
Hunter
people above
Biden just
got freed.
Yeah, with
Yeah,
Biden pardoning his son.
Yeah,
I
don't
think
even
that should
get
be
me
illegal.
started on that.
Should be illegal.
it is not illegal. That's the
I don't
sad
think a
part.
president should be allowed to like pardon their own family.
They can
The
pardon themselves, dude.
Yeah.
The
It's
legality
within
of
their
it.
power.
Actually,
Yeah.
I did look that up. I don't think they actually can pardon themselves. Hold on.
A president himself can't pardon himself in a sense, but another president can. So, like, the theory was that Biden, when Trump was being arrested and he gets sentenced, that Biden would pardon him.
Interesting.
Yeah. I kind of expected it, and yeah.
Well, I'm just curious if that's actually constitutional or not.
It is, because technically it would. It's just, the Constitution doesn't make the exception for offspring, if you will.
Wouldn't that be like a conflict of interest type of thing?
That's an ethical issue.
It is an ethical issue, and basically they figured that it didn't need to be in there after things like John Adams not pardoning his own son and
I
things
keep
like
reading
that.
a bunch of a bunch of stuff on here. It says, "Oh, he wouldn't be able to pardon himself." It's like, "Oh, it's bad. It's bad that he does." I'm like, oh, God. I just want to know if that can happen. I'm just not sure.
Well, they've shown
I don't
he
think
can.
we've ever
He
seen
can.
it happen, have we?
There might have been. I've never really paid attention to the history of it. Pardons are usually pretty rare.
Pardons are typically used to commute sentences for death sentences. Death row
Yeah,
inmates.
people who have been convicted of a crime, blah blah blah. Yeah.
This one technically is a preemptive strike, if you will.
Well, yeah, because the only reason, like the from everything I'm aware of, Hunter's legal team didn't go with the plea that they were given is because it didn't give them a blanket immunity from everything else they weren't being tried for or might be tried for in the future.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So it's essentially admitting guilt.
Yeah, and I'm actually pissed about it because
no.
I was actually, while there are a lot of things Hunter Biden is egregious for, I was hoping it could have plausibly been a net benefit for the 2A, even if it was done via someone I don't like. But just because I don't like him doesn't mean he shouldn't have his 2A rights.
Exactly.
All right, so I'm pretty sure you all are aware of my stance on felons, right? You know, if you've done your time, if you completed your sentence, you should get all your rights back, including the right to bear arms and the right to vote. You are now a citizen in good standing.
Well, that's why, and
Yes.
I don't know if I think I
believe
brought
so,
this
too.
up with you before, Tier, and that did you know that if you were to actually say, I don't want to get not a pardon, probation, and were to serve the maximum of your sentence, that if they held you in 1 minute longer, you could, like, after your maximum sentence, you could technically sue that prison. But not only that, you would owe no restitution, and you could actually have gone through and have that shit of your record sealed. So quite literally,
Really?
you would be entitled to all of what you do. That's why they say it's like you can get, like, if they say, okay, you can get 3 to 5. If you serve all 5 years in prison or in jail, you have served the total restitution.
Again, I think even if after you got 3 to 5, you got 5, you did 3 inside, now you're on 2 years of probation. Once your 2 years of probation are up and you haven't done anything, you haven't reoffended, you should get every right back, because again,
their way of
being
going
punished
around
in
that
perpetuity.
is by giving you a restitution fine as well. So you have the shit you have to pay off, which is more than it should be. And then to get on probation, they quite literally won't let you out with signing a paper that basically signs away your 2A rights.
Fuck no.
Yeah, they do
I
a lot of fucked up
agree
shit.
with Tier on this one. I believe that if you have there are upstanding individual. There's a guy named JD Delay on YouTube.
Yeah.
Fucking
If you ever
neurotic.
came across this channel.
Yeah, Nerdrotic as well. But like
Yeah.
that's the thing is, other than a small portion from what I've seen of the 2A thing, pretty much majority of people I've talked with always have the same, like, and my brother is technically a convicted felon, like, all have the same thought process of, if they're too dangerous to be trusted to own a gun, why should they be out of prison?
Okay, that's a very good point. Because at first, my opinion is that if they should regain their Second Amendment rights unless they committed a
non-violent felony. Yeah.
I mean, if they committed a violent felony with a gun, then I felt kind of differently about it.
There's some stipulations that I do agree with, yeah. Because, like, if you are a non-violent felon, you've served your sentence, you didn't have any gun charges, you didn't have anything, there was nothing with firearms attached. Sorry, I stumbled over my words there for a second. If you didn't do anything, it wasn't a violent crime. Like, let's say they pulled you over, you did everything, you still had, like, you had drugs in your car or stuff like that, and you served your time and everything. I don't think you should have all of your rights taken away just because of that.
Yeah.
Like that could be a mistake. That was probably like a mistake on their part. I mean, you chose to do it. Yeah, sure. You served your time. You got all your stuff back. You did everything you're supposed to. You're an upstanding citizen of the world. You can get all your shit back, including your right to carry a firearm. That's how I believe it.
Yeah.
Because it's constitutional. It's a constitutional right that you should have.
Yeah, self-defense. Like, again, so do you not too long ago, I want to say maybe year and a half between that time frame and now, there was a guy, a felon, who, all right, so it wasn't a felon, it was somebody posing as a robber to help illegals get their paperwork done faster.
Oh no, we can go beyond that one, because this one was actually ruled on by the courts for this one. The I can't remember which one it was. Police went to do a I think it was like a no-knock warrant on there, and since they did it in the middle of the night because for some odd reason they think that's the best fucking time frame to issue or to enact a
Yeah, they
no-knock
shouldn't be
warrant.
allowed to do that.
Hold on, they went in the house. They did. I don't remember if they killed anyone else, but even though the guy was a felon, was illegally had a gun, the courts even ruled he had every right to defend himself. So him defending himself was not deemed illegal because they were trying to be like, oh, well, he shouldn't have had a gun and blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, did you ever think if maybe you waited until like 7 a.m. when the normal person wakes up, go and issue a knock warrant, you're going to have less issues instead of being like, we're going to go at 3 in the fucking morning, break in their door because obviously they're going to cooperate.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's just the dumbest, like swatting. People who do swatting, they should that should not be a thing that happens. Unless there is a specific person in danger, they know for a fact they have a gun, or they are in the presence of danger, that should be the only time that should happen.
Mm.
At least to me.
Sometimes I think idiots do idiot shit, and people that do swatting should be charged with murder
But yeah,
or attempted
agreed.
murder.
Agreed. It should be an attempted murder charge.
It really should be attempted murder.
Because there have been times where people have actually got shot and killed for a swatting that has happened on stream. Like, do you remember some time ago, I think it was last year, Tim Pool.
Yeah, he got swatted.
He got swatted like 3 times in the span of like a week. And one of the times that he was swatted was on stream. He had literally cops, and he didn't film any of the cops, but they were the cops searching the house and everything, asking if he had guns, asking if he had this. He's like, yeah, I've got a couple of guns. But they're all put away. Right?
Well, Mitch, there are a lot of cops that are kind of unhinged lunatics.
It's still some shit. It was some guy not too long ago, probably about a year again.
But if you're talking
maybe
about
4.
if you're talking about the one to where the guy was posing as a criminal to try to help and whatnot, and then someone else intervened and ended up shooting him.
Yeah, he was a felon that shot him because he thought they were actually being robbed.
Wow.
Like, and he killed the guy. He killed.
Mhm.
He killed the man, and you know, people were talking about like technically it should be ruled as self-defense. He had no idea that this was stage robbery. He was under all assumption that was the real thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it was, I think it was in a 2A state. I think it was in Texas. Did it crap out on me again?
No, I don't know exactly.
No.
Oh, sorry. I was just making sure it didn't crap out on me again.
It's been Discord's been doing that lately.
Yeah, I start talking, then it get really silent.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's one of those things where we're kind of trying to let people finish talking.
Oh.
It happens.
Uh-oh.
What's up?
Just
Hmm.
we were just I was just reading Mitch's thing about how he wouldn't have any fifth-minute claim to not testify in court, which is true. But on the other hand, we're probably not going to see any further prosecution of the Bidens.
Oh no.
Oh hell no. Unfortunately.
The sad thing is they're fucking gonna get away with it.
Yep.
I mean, Trump didn't go after Hillary like he said he would, so he's not going to go after the Bidens.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't recall him actually saying he was going after the Biden.
Well,
I think
Mm.
mostly because he figures Joe Biden's dying in a couple of years anyway.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
irrelevant effects.
The
I mean-
problem being that doesn't do anything about all of the shit that his kid did.
Yeah, but there were still other people involved in that scheme. It's the Biden crime family. Literally, the Bidens. All of
Biden
them.
crime family, the Clinton crime family.
I was gonna say, and where exactly are the Clintons right now? Because I'm still not sad. I don't know about you guys.
I'm not sad either. I'm very happy.
Yeah, you know the craziest thing with it being so far after Thanksgiving and that whole thing. Quite literally, they didn't have to go kill a turkey. Surprisingly, one committed suicide.
Ooh.
Turkey did not Epstein himself.
I mean, this may be an unpopular opinion on it, but you know, right now we kind of have bigger fish to fry. There's bigger problems.
You're right. There are bigger
agree
fish,
that
but
with
still.
Trap.
I mean, I am, letting the Bidens walk, whatever. And anyways, Trump did say he was going to pardon Hunter himself. So,
Again, still.
which would have been hilarious. I mean, here's my opinion on it. If we get a third of what we get out of what Trump says and what everybody wants to do,
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty damn good because that would be better than the vast majority of political promises. I mean, we really need to temper our expectations on what all of these people can do.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, all I'm hoping for is enough of a reset or a relax on the stupidity that has been the Biden administration to get us back on our feet.
Yeah.
That's all
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going for.
I agree.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for too.
It's not gonna be like overnight. It's not gonna be like an overnight situation. It's gonna be more like it's gonna take a year. It's gonna take 2 years at minimum to even fix what the hell Biden put us through.
And Mitch, yes, you can because 1979 Jimmy Carter pardoned all of the draft dodgers, which none of them were actually convicted, but they did commit a crime. So you can preemptively pardon, and also the most famous case in presidential pardoning is Gerald Ford pardoning Richard Nixon before they actually indicted him.
That's what I was trying to think.
Wow.
It was Nixon.
That was I think that was in political history, that was one of the most fucked up things ever.
Which
Hello, brother. Hello, Mitch.
what
by the
Nixon
way.
did, or
Yeah,
him
what
being
Nixon did.
pardoned?
Getting him preempted
I am not a
pardoning by
criminal.
Jordan.
Okay, so I caught most of it.
And your will.
Sorry I'm late. So yeah, I like everybody
You're a
else.
black
I saw
man.
that.
Wait, Will, you're black. You arrive when you're supposed to arrive.
Fair point.
So he's arrived on block time.
So yeah, I saw that Biden did the thing, and by which I mean probably Jill, because we all know that Joe's not there. And Mitch is absolutely right that Hunter being pardoned means that he can be compelled to testify against anyone and everyone else involved in those crimes, because
As a condition for his pardon.
no, not even he's been pardoned unconditionally. That means he can be compelled to testify because the protection of the Fifth Amendment is you cannot be compelled to testify against yourself or provide evidence that can be incriminating of
Incriminating to
yourself.
Yeah.
With him
But-
being pardoned, none of that can incriminate him. He could say, yeah, as part of this crime, I murdered somebody on, and if it's under the umbrella of that crime for which he's been pardoned, he cannot be charged. So he cannot plead the fifth on any of those things because
You're right.
he's got no legal jeopardy now.
You're-
And that's one of those things I wonder if they might not have been thinking unclearly, because some of the stuff in there implicates Joe.
Yeah,
And
You're
a
right.
lot
That
of
could
it.
come back in. That could come
And if
back and bite
Hunter
Joe.
is pardoned and Joe is not, that can come back and bite him significantly. And I did catch the thing. There are no limitations on presidential pardon power. As far as that goes, there are ethical questions, certainly, pardoning a family member, pardoning yourself, but it is not restricted. There's no exception to it.
There's a restriction.
Well, there is the basically you can't do it for bribes.
No, you can't do it for state charge. That's why they were trying to get him. That's why they were trying to get him arrested
Oh, I
in
meant-
New York and
Yeah, I meant
Georgia.
federally. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why they're going after Trump on a state level, because the president cannot pardon state crimes. But
Nope.
everything that they're claiming he did is real. It's not a state violation. If he did it, it is a federal violation. So, but yeah, Joe could pardon himself. Against,
No, Joe couldn't,
yes, he
because
could.
Nixon couldn't pardon himself. If Nixon could honestly pardon himself for his actions, he could have done it. He couldn't. Joe can't. That is the only
Honestly,
stipulation. He can't do it for himself.
I don't think that Nixon would have pardoned himself.
Yeah,
Um,
there's that, and I don't say the thing that is, I don't think that a presidential pardon can block a impeachment, because the penalty for an impeachment is removal from office and opening up the realm for criminal charges.
He could have pardoned himself, but he would have still most likely have been removed. But
Yeah, he would have been removed, but not had to serve
how
Um,
much? Sorry.
prison.
Yeah, he would have been removed from office, but no criminal charges beyond that.
Would have been levied.
I say beyond that because no matter what they say, they talk about an impeachment as a political process. An impeachment is a criminal process.
It's
The
the beginning of a
Constitution-
criminal process.
It is
Yes,
itself a
it's the
criminal
beginning.
process. And the Constitution defines it as such.
Well, it's the beginning of saying there's a reason why you can't serve as our leader. There's an issue, and if you are criminally liable, then yes, that they're removing you from office, destroying your protections, and saying, okay, now you can be tried properly by the
One
court.
of my favorite things that ever happened during Trump's first term was, yes, he may have been impeached twice, but nothing ever went past that.
They were sham impeachments.
Yeah, well, there's sham impeachments,
quick.
but he was
Well, yeah.
he was not convicted. So he was indicted by the House of Representatives and put before the biggest jury
Before,
out there and acquitted.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Really quick before we get any farther away
times.
from it, Mitch, you are absolutely correct. Politics is bullshit.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely.
Politics and the bovine feces.
I mean,
Mitch, I have a small
I just
small
translated
tiny
it
question.
into English here. Come on.
Mitch, I have a little tiny question. Why are you sitting on the sidelines where you could just, hop on?
Maybe he doesn't want to talk tonight. Maybe his voice.
Oh,
is
fine then. We don't want to
going
talk to him
on something.
either.
so
Maybe he doesn't want to be around me when I'm sober. I don't know.
Aw, but sober rotten is fun. So is Drunk Rotten, but
That's
Yeah, and here's the thing. It's the Constitution specifically, and he shall have power to grant reprieves and pardons for offenses against the United States, except in cases of impeachment.
Okay.
Oh,
So the president can't
Your
pardon
brain-
themselves from an impeachment.
Honestly, I would rather come and talk and then type this shit out, because if I talk, I don't have to fucking spell check.
See, there you go.
the so my question
Fair enough.
is what non-extradition country do you think that Hunter Biden's going to find a board position in?
I think he's
there's-
going to find his way to Russia.
There's not that many non-extradition countries, and none of them are pleasant to stay at.
Because
I
the only
mean,
one
with enough money.
Brazil's probably they're still non-extradition, aren't they?
I'm pretty sure Brazil will extradite you. They might have some restrictions on that. There are countries that will extradite you for any basically
What?
non-capital felonies.
All right. Okay. Hold on. These are the countries without extradition treaties: Zimbabwe, Switzerland, Nicaragua, Belarus, Mongolia, Qatar, Russia, Venezuela, Iceland, Bolivia, Cuba, Ecuador, China, Afghanistan, Iran, Laos, Libya, Montenegro, Nepal, and Yemen. If he's smart,
there's
he
a
would
lot of
run
countries.
to he would either run to Switzerland or Belarus.
Hello,
Yes.
Green Badger.
If he's smart, he'd go to Switzerland, but
Yeah, he'd get a good bank account and get a job representing some shady company, which is pretty much every Swiss company.
If he was really
Company.
smart, he wouldn't have done
The-
the shit
the
in the
thi-
first place.
Yeah.
the thing
kinda like
is,
he did with Ukraine.
the thing is, all of those non-extradition countries, that does the country will not. They don't have a treaty to extradite, so they may still choose to, but they're not obligated to by treaty.
Mhm.
Right.
But there is also that. That just means that those countries won't cooperate with an extradition. The U.S. government has a little bit of a history of going into other countries and retrieving bad actors.
Yeah.
And technically speaking, and say all you want against the FBI, I'm right there with you. Under U.S. law, they have worldwide jurisdiction, so they can arrest you anywhere.
Anywhere.
But bear in mind, this pardon includes Hunter Biden fucking an underage girl. That tells
But
you
I didn't see the details of it. Was it everything that's disclosed on the laptop?
everything
or
in the
what?
last 11 years, I believe.
everything from 2014 on.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's a
that
big
is-
fucking list.
Especially with the laptop out there and everything, that is a
that
whole
really-
lot of hay that can be made against all kinds of other people.
Yeah. In
All
fact,
I'm saying is
Joe
you just
Biden.
gotta find.
in
You just
fact,
gotta find.
oh, go on. I'm sorry, Angela.
Angela, go
You
ahead.
just gotta find one thing that happened in 2013 that doesn't have a statute of limitations shorter than that to charge him on. I'm sure it's there. The guy has done a bunch of shit.
Underage girls.
Aside from underage girls, I mean, I'm not sure how old. Only because I don't know how old he would have been at the time.
Well, he's
he
50
was
something
tactics would
now.
be different.
30s at least.
It's there it is.
My
My tactics would be completely different. I'm firmly in the camp of make Hunter Biden testify against all this other shit and get all
Yep.
the people in the surrounding criminals prosecuted. Furthermore, I would the fact that the Biden administration, because we know Joe Biden's not making these decisions.
Mhm.
The fact that the Biden administration has pardoned a child rapist.
Yep.
that alone is excellent PR for somebody else to use against them. And the PR isn't exclusively when it comes to elections or anything, although it will be used that way. Because if we found out that Fred McGillicuddy was part of the team that worked to get that pardon pushed through, then boom, anytime Fred McGillicuddy runs for mayor of Cleveland, we got him. There's no way he's going to win that with a record of pardoning a child rapist. It's just not
Oh
going to
yeah.
happen.
Well, I would have liked to have thought that there was no way that a woman who left a man sitting on death row to protect her career wouldn't have gotten elected either. But that
Well,
happened.
that's true as well.
Mhm.
Well, she didn't get elected though.
Was
She didn't really get elected to anything because
Thank
they
God.
chose
Was
her
it
as
she
the
like a
running mate, and Biden got elected.
Yeah, she
Wasn't
was
she, like-
appointed both times.
as a senator?
No, that's true. I'm thinking
Wasn't
purely in
she
the
a
presidential
senator?
realm.
Yeah,
I'm
she
saying
was.
elected for any type of political office.
Yeah, she shouldn't have been, but
That's my point.
That's a senator out of California too.
I don't care. That's my point. She
Well,
should
no,
not have been. If somebody can do that and be elected to political office,
It's a
there's
question of when the
nothing.
news broke as well.
Mhm.
If you see what I mean. I mean, if she got elected, then there was a big media frenzy over the shenanigans as a prosecutor. Then the election makes sense. If the information as a prosecutor has a huge media explosion before she gets elected, and she gets elected anyway, then the election starts to smell funny.
Then it
Yeah.
just becomes how many times was she elected to that office
Yes.
after people knew.
Mhm.
Well, yeah. I mean, we need an accurate timeline of events to really make a judgment call.
Which absolutely, it's
But what I'm saying, when it comes to the presidential stuff at the federal level, she didn't get elected to anything. The primary
know.
didn't want her. She got appointed to the vice presidency. And we used to vote for presidents and vice presidents on separate ballots, and I think we should go back to that.
we really should.
Agreed.
I think
Because
Hey, Gaver.
But
It's up to you.
Damn.
I was gonna
Yuki.
say hi, Keeverdam. And Green
Hello.
Badger. I was going to say that back during Trump's first presidential election, I voted for Johnson. But I said that Johnson probably would have been perfect and able to get the correct percentage of votes if you were able to vote for him specifically for his domestic policy
mhm.
and then choose a separate vice president that understood international policy.
Yeah, that might have worked. But the thing with the Libertarian Party is they always put forward someone who turns out to be, it sounds good for a minute, but then they do something or say something that completely gets them out of the running.
Mhm.
With Johnson, it was the acting like a pothead, essentially.
Well, with Johnson, it was really his lack of international
Yes.
It-
understanding, which was why I was like, he is great when it comes to domestic stuff. He completely turned his state around. It was going down the
Oh, yeah.
The
toilet
oh,
quickly. But if you could turn around and vote for him and then vote for a vice president, like I said, that understood foreign policy, it would have been a perfect team and at least gotten the party enough votes to make the national ballot forever, which is my goal in any election.
Really, if they could just get it, if they could just get there, because quite honestly, the last 3 presidential elections, a good, articulate libertarian candidate would have made pretty good progress. But it just never felt good. It just never felt like Johnson was the closest they had.
Yeah, if it hadn't been for the fact that he was running against Jill Stein and a bunch of insane women wanted to vote for Jill Stein instead, Johnson would have gotten on the national ballot.
It almost makes me wonder if there were reasons that that voting was restricted to landowners. Because at
There
the
is a
time,
reason.
a landowner was a stakeholder, basically, in the country.
You had a vested interest in seeing the land thrive because you had land, and originally the Constitution, I think the House of Representatives were appointed by governor.
That was the Senate.
The Senate
was appointed by the state.
Yeah, that was the senators that were appointed by the state.
Yes, and it were the representatives that were voted in. So, and we need to get. Well, I don't know, because I fucking hate the gerrymandering and shit like that. And you could have a Republican governor in a Democratic state, like say Larry Hogan in Maryland for that time, and you could have a shit ton of red senators. So
here we have we vote for the lieutenant governor separate, so we've had split Democrat and Republican.
Oh yeah,
I mean the last time it happened was Brad Henry, Mary Fallon.
Okay,
and Mary Fallon went on to be the Republican governor afterwards. And
it was fucking terrible.
Oh yes, but
I think we established that last stream.
She was the lieutenant governor under the last Democrat we had, Brad Henry, and then, but it's happened several times in our history. We split.
Oklahoma's always been kind of sort of purple red.
Well, if you look at our electoral politics, we are solid red. But if you look at non-electoral politics, our state questions, like the state question on, we tend more populist because we voted in medical marijuana, and a very liberal medical marijuana bill. We also voted in Medicare expansion, which I thought was going to fail, but that was actually voted in by the people, despite us being a total red state. So I don't really consider us a conservative state. We are right populist.
Because you know where the I'm going sort of sideways, but you know where the pro marijuana people really fuck up?
Where?
Mind you, I'm one of them, but I'm not a user. And I don't smoke any drugs or booze. But
you don't smoke booze?
I would hope you wouldn't smoke booze.
You don't smoke the booze?
Don't smoke drugs, kids.
Don't drink drugs and don't smoke booze.
That's right.
That's what Mitch is saying.
I scored all of it.
But what pisses me off the most is these assholes these marijuana culturists, I call them, because that's what they've done. They turned marijuana into a fucking culture, and fuck those people. They're assholes
Yeah,
and
they
they're
kind of
morons.
have.
They giggle at the number 420 because why?
Because that's
they
National Pot Smoker Day.
well, they act like it's some secret code that only they understand. They don't seem to get that everyone knows what it means, and it ain't funny.
It used to be
I'd say
funny.
that
Back
it's
Yeah,
in
I
the-
giggled at the number 420 because it's Hitler's birthday and somehow it got associated with marijuana.
Also,
It's the
421
drug
is
code.
the International Drug Test Day.
It's
Oh, there we go. Now look.
it's the police code for drugs, man.
It gets better.
Drugs are
You
bad.
never
so-
hear one of them talk about how the U.S. government at any level lacks the constitutional authority to tell you what you can eat, drink, smoke, whatever. That authority is not granted to government at any level under the Constitution. But instead, what do they say? They want to outlaw a plant. That's a stupid fucking argument. Get some people who can fuck. I'm surprised it got passed for medical uses, honestly, because that's a stupid fucking argument. And that leads me to believe that the only reason it got passed for medical uses and even for casual personal use is because our government is corrupt and they want an easily manipulated population.
Mm.
And I know there are people who function at a high degree on marijuana, but they're not eating it like fucking Cheerios.
Well, I went with our government is corrupt and they just wanted something else that they could tax.
To what?
Tax.
They just wanted something else that they could tax.
If that were the only issue, then it would have been treated like alcohol all along.
Alcohol and tobacco and firearm. ATF.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be the ATFP. Alcohol, tobacco, firearms, and the pot.
Hmm.
If it isn't the most expensive anti-terrorist organization that's never stopped an act of terrorism.
Yeah. Well,
It's
Yeah.
the most expensive anti-liberty organization in the country, and they will shoot your dog. Oh wait,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, that-
And your kid.
Remember,
I can shoot
law
anything
enforcement
it's
is the standing army against liberty.
Wait,
Shoot your dog and your
anti-terrorism?
kid.
Yeah, it says there's nothing anti about their terrorism.
Like, guys, I've been to Waco. I seen what they've done. That's a story I need to tell sometime.
But anyhow, because the potheads are so bad at the PR level of promoting the right to use marijuana, I believe the government is intentionally letting people use marijuana because that makes people
Excuse me.
docile.
Sorry about that.
Go
It's
on.
all good.
I had a giant burp. That's all.
Oh,
And
okay.
it makes some of them super dumb.
Oh
that's
yeah,
that's my point.
Okay.
It makes if
they
they're
work
that
with a lot of
stupid,
potheads.
they're easily controlled and they're no threat to anybody. Plus, I think Tommy Chong said it best, man, when he was talking about why the government didn't want soldiers in Vietnam to smoke pot because you smoke pot, you get high. It's like why do I shoot him? I got nothing against that guy.
Mm.
Also, if you
like I
notice,
said,
a lot of potheads are like really, 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 really fucking liberal.
oh yeah,
You almost never see like conservative potheads.
and I still want it legalized completely.
I mean,
Agreed.
don't
I
get me
want it
wrong.
legalized too.
Don't get me wrong. I'm pro marijuana. I used to be a pothead myself.
My problem with
But,
potheads is when it's their whole fucking personality.
Yes.
Fucking facts, dude. Every fucking pothead I knew turned it into their fucking personality. Just like
Exactly.
people on the LGBT, just like most LGBT people, they make it their entire personality and it ruins it.
Yep.
It's their
like,
entire personality and all there is to their identity.
And no offense to T or anything, but a lot of black people do the same thing with their skin color. They make it their entire fucking personality.
Shit, I got enough shit to worry about. I can't be making that shit my personality.
Hey,
Clown makes a
Exactly
good
my
point, too.
point.
Well, I mean, that would
Hate
give you a
those-
Well,
personality.
the problem is that
go to
they
hell.
lack. The problem is that they lack personality, and they use those
Exactly.
things to hide that fact.
And they think about it, and they think it's their entire.
It's like, what makes me cool? What
You're
am
not
I?
cool at all. You're just a cookie cutter version of the last person I saw.
What am I able to talk about? Oh, well, I have this. I can talk about this.
Like, I'm a goddamn tabletop nerd, but at least, but I mean, I don't make it my entire fucking
It's from the
personality.
government, and anyone with a pot of soil can grow some herb. That's a part of the
Mhm.
equation too, actually. I mean, yeah, marijuana has some medicinal purposes, but there are also the potheads who insist that getting high can cure the common cold.
Really high
Yeah.
can cure anything, you know.
Yeah,
Weed is natural.
you can smoke a marijuana and stop leukemia
Okay.
dead in its tracks.
No.
How big of a
And I'm
boomer
like,
are you?
Okay.
And I'm like, no, there
Okay.
are people who make such claims, and I'm like, no, you need NyQuil for that.
Yeah. No, you don't need NyQuil for that either.
Agreed.
The reason the doctors prescribe pot for cancer patients,
Is to increase their appetite.
Mhm.
exactly, it has nothing
too,
to
yeah.
do with.
I know that. That's not the claim they're making, though.
I
some of these
know.
people.
I'm saying. Ugh.
I know. I
that-
want to choke them too.
We all want to choke people, even though it would be considered frowned upon.
I don't
By who?
necessarily want to choke them. They
Society.
might have a little too much fun with that.
It might be into it. It's kind of. Yeah.
Don't kink shame me.
Okay, and instead of choking
Exactly.
them, let's be passive about it and watch them choke on something else.
I was
Not
Not
gonna.
helping.
In fact, I'll offer them the nachos.
Not helping.
Sorry.
You're fine.
Wait, was it supposed to be restricted only to healthy stuff?
No. Don't
No,
make it
I
that
don't-
way. No.
I think he's referring to choking on something else.
Oh,
Anything phallic shaped.
Hey, Johnny.
Yo, Hellcat.
I to the
You
devil.
feel attacked.
I understood where you were going. Don't worry. Somebody understood.
Now, marijuana
I
is
know,
good
Jen.
for increasing the
for
appetite in
exposure.
cancer patients. It relieves pressure on the eye in glaucoma patients, so it alleviates pain. I understand it has some properties that fight inflammation as well, and inflammation is generally a bad thing.
well, I mean,
Mhm.
that's one of the things that helps with the pain stuff.
Yeah.
Fights inflammation.
And I'm all for that. Shit, I'm even for casual use. I'm like, hey, that's the other thing that bothers me is I've heard a lot of them be like, dude, the Constitution was written. I don't. Fuck you. Just say you want to get high. That's okay.
Yes, just admit you want to smoke weed. Like no
Yeah.
one's gonna knock you. I don't. This has always been my thing. I don't knock people for doing the dumb shit they want to fucking do.
I mean, here's
Smoke weed every day.
the problem is that they will use the Constitution to defend their pot smoking, but I guarantee a large percentage of them.
I've never read the goddamn Constitution.
Well,
Nope.
yeah, but also, but at least the ones I know. This is just my own experience. A lot of the people I know that will use the Constitution to defend their pot smoking habits are also pro gun control.
Yes.
Ones that
Irony.
bother me are the ones. Sorry, brother. Yeah. Are the
Angela's gonna
ones
hit
that
close
use
to home.
are the ones that use the Bible to justify their use of pot.
They shouldn't have to.
They love. Yeah, I'm saying number one, who cares if you use pot? Number two, you know as well as I do that part of the Bible is talking about sowing your own crops rather than going around and having to pick what grows where it grows. Get
You know,
over it.
I was told some time ago, and this was by an actual person who was a preacher, that this was the weirdest thing I was ever told in my life. That apparently in the Bible they called heaven China,
Da
And then-
and fuck.
and Jesus apparently like traveled between China and where Bethlehem and whatever all the time, and just got drugs from China all over the place.
I mean,
What?
if
No.
No, that's
Oh my god.
This was the
Okay.
weirdest thing I
That
was
sounds
told.
like my version of the Wizard of Oz, where Dorothy was high on something, hallucinated the whole thing, wakes up in a gutter at the end, and getting arrested.
I
China
can see
was
that.
okay. China was referred to as the Celestial Kingdom, not because it was heaven, but because they're Chinese. And
Translation,
they
translation and stuff
think
like that. yeah.
everything takes place in the stars.
Well, no, they're called the Celestial Kingdom because their modus operandi is everything under heaven. Like their whole culture or pre-culture
The
you know-
point is that they were not saying that they were heaven.
Yeah, no, they weren't saying they were heaven, but everything under heaven it means essentially
That's the point.
honestly, I stand by the fact that that Jesus, after resurrection and 3 days later, he ascended to Jackson County, Missouri, and
What?
yeah,
It's one of the more fringe areas of Christianity.
that's I'm taking a joke at taking a stab at Mormonism.
yeah, you are. The angel Gabriel came down and visited Jackson.
And it was
in the forest.
yeah, well, yeah, he
Bum,
they,
bum, 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 bum.
but no, what happened was is that Jesus came down here.
I forgot that part.
And the last tribe of the Israeli Hebrew, the Israeli.
The lost tribe of Israel.
Yeah, it was in North America, but they were killed off by the North Americans, and God sentenced them to be brown because of that.
Oh, I was gonna actually. Now they say that the Native Americans are the lost tribe of Israel. Unless you're, it's a dependent on the sex thing, or sex text.
Those damn revisionists.
You know what's funny?
Sexist.
Are you trying to say sect?
Yes, but I'm trying to say it multiply.
Oh,
Sex.
Those sexy
sect or
Mormons.
sects.
Damn sexy Mormons.
Better type it in the chat so no one misquotes you.
We've already done that. She's talking about the sexy Mormons.
I've already done that. That's the bad part.
Honestly, honestly around here it's the Mennonites that are the sexy ones.
So there's this.
The Mennonites?
So there's this
Meta-nappers.
there's this like cultist group that comes around every Saturday wherever I work at, and they're always spouting a bunch of dumb nonsense like Jesus was actually black. They actually have a photo, like a really terrible AI photo of it.
He was described as in the Bible as having skin of bronze and hair of cotton.
Yeah.
He was.
It was
that's not-
Aramaic. See, the problem with the problem with people
Well played,
today
John.
is that they assume because you're dark skinned you're African. No,
Yeah, that's the problem. And they're a group of Christian, or they're Israelite. They're like black Israelites.
Hebrew
The
Israelites.
black Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah, they're the black Hebrew Israelites, and they are fucking stupid.
No, they're
I
not
sat
stupid. I
there
don't.
at a bus stop watching a group of Black Hebrew Israelites for like half an hour because this poor kid was waiting for the bus. Just dogging on this kid because this kid wore a hat.
I can do normal.
This
Yeah,
dude,
see,
he's like,
that's
he's
where
got a microphone. He's got a microphone. He's saying it stuff so fucking loud. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. Every time
that's where it becomes a problem for me, is when you start interfering with other people. And I don't care what the thing is. It could be religion, it could be your the marijuana, heroin, crack cocaine use. I don't care. Do what you want. But when you start
leave other people alone.
interfering with other people, you got to back the fuck up. I don't care if you sit at home late into the wee hours of the night and masturbate to 17th century architecture. I don't fucking care. But the second you start bricking someone into a wall so you can do it, you're a problem. For fuck's
But
sake.
yeah, I just sitting here listening to this guy
They're called
go
the-
off on
They're
this
called
kid,
the IS.
and I'm calling
they're
him a
called the
kid. He's like
ISPK.
Go on, Angela.
probably. I'm calling him a kid. He's probably in his 20s, and he's like, "Are just sitting there? Are you a man? Are you a man? If you're a man, you should not cover your head in the presence of God. If you're a man, you should not be wearing that hat. Take that hat off." I'm like, just leave the kid alone, dude.
Right?
Leave
And
people
then I
alone.
ended up getting dogged on for talking to him when I was a woman.
Oh, naturally.
Yeah, they hate women too. Surprisingly, not surprisingly.
Wow, a backwards culture hates women.
Imagine
News
that.
at 11.
The worse a culture treats women, the better the food.
I'm just saying.
That's a Rucka Ali joke.
I'm just saying, like, backwards culture fucking hates women. This is not the first time those words have been uttered.
Yeah, and I've only seen them like on a handful, like 3 or 4 times, and they're always at that corner, like right where my where I work at, and they're right across the street. So they're always on this corner, and they're there for almost 2 hours. They're there from like 10 a.m. to like 1, and they're just outing nonsense, just straight up BS. And I'm sitting here like, oh my god, these guys are just stupid.
Yeah,
Isn't
we
that
actually.
kind of the... Oh, go on, Angela.
I was gonna say we actually don't get them a lot. What we get is every year at Comic-Con we get a bunch of Westboro Baptists protesting the convention.
That doesn't surprise
Really?
me.
Yep.
Now, these people with their microphones and shouting at people about hats, that's the same basic behavior as the guy who makes marijuana his personality.
It's on the same
Mhm.
level.
It really is. And man, how empty and soulless are you that you have to rely on such things for a personality when you have one sitting there that you could be using, but you're refusing to? What's wrong with you?
They weren't hugged enough as a
Well-
child, and it shows.
To be honest, they're actually hoping that doing this will give them a soul.
Well,
In the
what?
case of the Westboro Baptist.
Oh yeah,
Well,
they're
no,
looking for,
because
they're
even
basically
the
looking for a fight.
even the Black Hebrew Israelites, it's all for God because of their soul.
Yeah,
So it's
they're
all
called
performance.
the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, the ISUPK.
XYZ.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Man, I really miss it when your cults had really easy remembered names.
And I
Yeah.
do call them a cult. I was like, every time I go up to work and I see them outside, I'm like, oh shit, the cult's back. Because they literally dress like a cult because they've got purple and gold robes that they wear.
I was getting ready to ask you if you worked at the shitty gas station outside of town, but I don't know if you would get the reference.
Oh, I got it. I've actually listened to all 7 hours of it.
Oh, it's such a good story. I
Yes.
love it.
I love it, dude. I listen to it while I'm driving, so.
What are y'all talking about?
Tales from the gas station.
Gas station, Tales from the Gas Station by Gas Station Jack.
I need to look into that.
There's one that's 7 hours, 7.5 hours, almost 8 hours long. Just rounded up to 8 hours, and then there's 2 other ones called Bedside Manor, and there's another one that's fuck, I can't remember. Happy Halloween from the Gas Station. That one was fun. That one he kind of like
read
took all his stuff and he made like a bunch of emergency boxes. Oh, that's great. It's such a great story.
I haven't read or heard them all, but I really, really want to.
Ones?
They're so good. What?
Which ones?
The Tales from the Gas.
Oh yeah. I don't think I'm quite done with the with all of them just yet.
Mm-hmm.
They're all pretty fucking good. The Tales from the Gas Station. At first, I thought the one bit where the detective guy came through. I thought that was like a whole different story. Because the way that it came out, it was like it starts off a completely new character. It starts with a new story, but it's all ties into the same thing. And
Mhm.
there's this one cop. She's a black lady. Her name's O'Brien, and she's awesome.
Okay.
Cool. I haven't gotten that far.
Oh, you haven't got to that part yet. Oh, wait, you know who I'm talking about? The cop. She's like third or fourth story.
Yeah, I've literally just started.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm giving a shitload away. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I actually like spoilers. They get me more motivated.
Get you more hype for it
Yeah, exactly.
because the way that
So
they
yeah,
describe
you're not
her,
ruining this for me at all.
the way that they describe O'Brien, she's kind of stocky, but she's dark skinned, but she's like really, really cool. She's really sweet, but she always gives Jack like nicknames.
Oh wow.
Well, Jack
'Cause
Dunstable.
no, he gets his leg amputated, right?
Yeah. He
And
works
she
at the
calls them
shitty
like
gas station
crutches.
outside
She
of
calls them crutches and everything,
Ah,
town.
or gimpy, or something like that.
I work at this shitty gas station on the edge of town. And that's pretty much how they all start.
Or the Donald Glover scene made me fucking laugh. I don't think you haven't got there yet.
Nope, not yet.
There's like a small bit with their it's one of the Halloween episodes where he there's this demon that's called Sevagoth,
Okay.
and this demon has this like shape-shifting what do you call it? Every demon has this like effigy or this other creature that comes out with them.
hmm
Like they're
oh, like Bill and Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
basically okay. If he's the Bill Clinton, this character's the Hillary Clinton.
Oh,
It's
God.
their herald. That's what it's called. It's a herald. Like
Yeah.
like the
Okay.
herald, like the Silver Surfer is the herald of Galactus,
Right.
and the reason that the Silver Surfer is coming to cause destruction and chaos and warn people that the end is coming.
hmm
Well, this demon sends out this one herald who's acting against the demon's wishes, sort of. But it's also a shape shifting one because it's kind of like changes to different people. And one of the people that he shapeshifts into is Donald Glover. And it's funny because there's this moment between Jerry and Donald Glover, or Jerry and Jack, and they're like, "Oh my god, it's Donald Glover! We're just like really, really big fans." Oh, it's
I'm
freaking
trying to
great.
remember. Jerry is Marlboro.
Marlboro, yeah. Jerry is Marlboro.
Okay.
It's his. He stops calling him Marlboro and he starts calling him Jerry throughout the rest of the series.
Cool. He was still calling him Marlboro the last I read.
Yeah, Marlboro
so.
is his nickname, but he kind of stops calling him that. I don't remember why. Like,
Probably
have you guys
because
ever
people
killed
started
anybody
thinking
before?
it was insane.
Yeah. Like, there's this one bit where he's like, "Have you ever killed?" There's this one guy who's like, "Have you guys ever killed anyone before? It makes me feel powerful." And he's like, "Oh, it's a Tuesday here."
Wow.
And that's Jerry. Jerry's freaking funny. He's like the comic
Yeah,
relief
no,
of the entire
Jerry's
series.
nuts, and the whole thing that brought us around to this is Jerry / Marlboro,
Mhm.
who was part of a cult.
Yeah, Jerry was part of this cult that doesn't really quite. No, they were called the Mathematicians,
Yes.
and the Mathematicians, they were this cult that they didn't really say what they worshipped or anything
Mhm.
like that. Um,
Well,
but
they basically worship logic.
yeah, they worship
Um,
logic, and they were kind of like they all killed themselves, and he just kind of left out.
Y'all worship logic? Why you worship a YouTuber? But
Not that
wrong
logic.
logic.
don't test.
Yeah, it
Basically,
was
their
it's such a good
entire
show. It's such a
concept,
good story.
their entire concept is not that you don't search for happiness in order to make the world a better place. You just remove yourself from the equation, because if you're not there to experience unhappiness, you've limited the amount of unhappiness in the world.
Like nothing else.
Malthusian thinking.
hmm
Uh,
Nothing else matters but happiness when you're gone.
it sounds rather Malthusian.
Kinda. It's just a really good story. I think you would like it, Tier.
Oh, I'm always interested in reading and listening to this stuff, especially when I'm in hell. I mean work.
There's
Nope, I
a
had it right first time. Hell.
Jack suffers the main character. He suffers from fatal insomnia.
What
Yeah, he does not
It's a-
sleep. He
did you
can.
say? Natal insomnia or anal insomnia?
Anal.
Fatal.
Mm.
Like you will die
Okay.
if you fall asleep. He will
Fatal
die if you fall asleep.
insomnia, not.
I got to tell you, sometimes my ass won't sleep either.
Yeah, no, this guy just does not sleep.
Well, he literally can't. If he falls asleep, he will die.
Well, no, he can't.
That's literally the whole point.
Well, actually, he said specifically that he most likely is going to die because he cannot sleep.
Like he
Not
can't
because
wake up if he's
he'll fall asleep. But
Oh, okay. I guess I heard that
he,
part wrong.
yeah, no, he is going to die because the human body psyche cannot function
Well,
forever without sleep.
the brain needs to rest.
But so far he hasn't died. He hasn't slept.
He's
In a
got
very,
this.
very,
He
very
starts like hallucinating stuff that some stuff is real, some stuff is not.
Yep.
There's this one bit where he's talking about a deer that walks into the gas station. Deer walks into the gas station on two legs, eyes a bottle of water,
I got a pack of smokes and
pays
10 out of
for it. No,
6.
no. He doesn't smoke. He doesn't buy any cigarettes. He just buys a bottle of water, coughs up money, pays for it, walks out with the rest of his dear family, and just walks off. And he's like, "That's just fucking weird."
Well, that's just fucking rude.
That's the brain. The brain needs rest to sort bits of information properly. And when your brain doesn't get to rest to do that, it starts the sorting process and shit gets weird.
Well, the catch
This
is
the
that
foundation for my theory about why in vampire lore why there's not vampires everywhere is because vampires don't actually sleep during the day. They just have to be out of the light.
Or they'll go crazy.
And yeah, well, no, if they're in the light, they'll die. But if there's only so many brains that can handle being awake all the time. And the ones that can't handle it, they turn into, the ghoulish revenant kind of things. And most vampires will probably take them out of the equation so that they don't overrun.
Mm-hmm.
Because the vampires don't want to kill off their fucking
Food
herd
source.
of their food.
uh-huh.
But anyway, go on.
Yeah, I just thought it was a really good idea. Like, it's like I just got into it. I'm like, okay, I've read this. Like, I've listened to this story and so many times now, or like twice now. And then Green over here, she started talking about it, and I'm like, oh fuck, I love this story. And then I just
It's
get kind of
super
carried
fun.
away.
It really, really is.
It happens a lot. I just get carried away when I actually enjoy something.
No, that's cool.
Why? I
But
don't know.
it's really great the way that they deal with it, because it literally makes this dude like the chillest person in the world. Because he's like,
He's
I
the
can't
chillest
react.
protagonist.
I can't react to everything that I see because otherwise people will decide that I'm crazy, which I probably am, but it's not like there's anything that can be done about it because I can't sleep.
Right. It's just how he processes things.
So he's just like, half of the extremely weird crap that he sees, actually probably more than half, is actually real stuff that's happening. But then he has things like the deer family. I want to find out what's up with the damn gnomes.
I want to know too, because that never comes up again.
Uh,
It only
I-
came up what? Like, no, he only comes up. It only comes up twice. Because there's this girl that joins the team. She's like this kind of like this goth chick, and she joins the
go grab a
team.
drink.
And he talks about the gnomes. And he's like, be careful with those gnomes. And the people here, don't sell the gnomes to people. And she's like, what? What's wrong with them? And he's like, they bite. Sometimes they bite. And she's like, and the gnomes, they bite too. It's just funny as hell.
Yeah, I really want to know what's up with the gnomes. I didn't love the fact that he just started putting price tags on them.
Yeah, or the kefir plant.
Oh my god, the keeper plant.
He's like a politician, or he's like the town's politician that just kind of disappeared. Oh, you also learned how fucked up the town is. By the way, later.
Okay.
The
You
town
do?
is just like the gas station is not the only place that's fucked up. The whole town is fucked up.
Well, you had to
There's
figure the farm at least was messed up because you had the farmer who ended up killing himself because the pigs started talking to him.
Uh-huh. And there's this character who in the detective story part, there's this character that's a ventriloquist dummy who feeds the
Oh my
detective
God.
character information. It
Oh
is
my God.
really creepy.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's like he has this like really kind of like high pitched kind of voice where like, oh, I'm just here to feed you information. I just like to have a little fun from you. That's his
Oh.
voice. And whose videos did you watch for that? Mr. Creepypasta?
Actually, Creepcast.
Ah. I've been watching I watched Mr. Creepypasta's version.
What?
I'll look for that.
What
Thank
story?
you, because it sounds like he has the whole one.
Tales from the Gas Station.
Tales from the Gas
I'm
Station.
I don't remember that one.
I'll actually put it in the chat. I'll put it in there.
Is Mr. Creepypasta?
Yes.
I don't know. I've been arguing with my computer because it's wanting to do the whole thing of like, all of a sudden now Chrome wants to fucking save images as WebP files, and it's like, I didn't fucking want that shit. And even though I fucking restarted my goddamn Explorer like 3 times, I'm gonna have to restart my whole fucking computer most likely.
Brave.
Wow.
But no, Dark Laser was talking about cults.
Uh-huh.
And it made me
spiraled
think of
into this-
Marlboro.
And it spiraled into this whole discussion about Tales from the Gas Station. Sorry about that.
It happens
Hey,
sometimes.
I did it too. Don't be too sorry. It was my bad.
Oh, that's the whole 8-hour compilation.
Awesome. Thanks.
You're welcome. I
Oh,
listened to that one day, the entire day while I was driving, so it was great.
Oh wow.
Oh, I just remember a few days ago I posted on there about the "This Isn't My Cat," and I told you that story. Well, the cat still comes around, and him and my cat don't get along.
Mhm.
No.
And he the outside cat, his name's Julius, and he stands outside and he like meows at the porch window, the side window. And he
Aw.
just sticks his head up there and he's meowing, and my cat will see him and then take a run and then lunge at him. But
That
there's
reminds me of that cat video where he's like, "Did you take a dump in my yard? Oh yeah, don't you lie to me, boy!" And he jumps out the window after the cat.
and my cat does this. They do this. They go through this about 2 or 3 times a day.
Oh jeez.
And I'm getting kind of worried my cat's gonna knock himself stupid.
Cat's not
Which-
very smart, I take it.
But they're both orange.
Oh, that's even worse.
They live up to that reputation. And I talked to the owner of Julius, and I was wondering about. It was like I was trying to. It's like his name is Julius. Is it like Julius Caesar or something like that? No. He's an orange cat. Orange Julius.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Aw.
Named after the drink. Okay.
I swear to God, I'm not going to feed both of these animals.
It's an orange Julius, sir. I don't know why I had a southern butler accent there.
Well, if we want to
mean,
go to, go ahead, Mitch.
what?
I thought you were going to say something.
Did I mumble?
I don't know. Oh, if we want to go on to a different topic, you guys have heard of the thing zoochosis, right? For animals that are in zoos.
No.
So zoochosis would be the animals that are in zoos for too long. They'll start like doing the same thing over and over again. almost like a form of depression or something.
Mm-hmm.
That there's actually the belief, because of people being in cities for so long, that it's actually starting to affect people as well.
Makes sense. Honestly, it does.
Well, it pretty much is what we do.
Yeah, because like the animals will, for the zoochosis, will just go through and like swim in a figure eight just for fucking hours on end, or like walk in something where it's like, it seems like they're meandering, but they're actually not.
You know, I've
You're-
actually heard a couple of people that lived in cities their entire life, and then when they get out and they get like into the country, they have like this sudden existential crisis of like being out in the open. So that makes sense now. Zoochosis?
Zoochosis.
Zoochosis.
As in psychosis.
Yeah, I was watching one of the things from Casual Geographic, and he brought that up.
I'm looking this up now.
The only thing I can find about that is a video game.
Yes, it's a video game. It's a horror video game, and it could be an SCP if
Maybe it actually maybe it may well maybe it may be an SCP. I don't know. I don't know about all of them.
no if you alter only a few lines of alter a few things, it literally could be an SCP.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's similar SCPs to it.
You know, take out the turn the guy into a D-class personnel, and it literally could be an SCP.
Oh wow, okay. This church is really fucked up, by the way.
What?
The Black Israelite church that we were talking about, the one that I was talking about,
Yeah.
the cults.
Mhm.
So apparently, there's a question of skin tone. Those with European ancestry need not apply. Others, and lately Hebrew Israelites, have come to include West Indians, Latin Americans, American Indians as brother Hebrews, may approach security for entry. Any stranger must meet the certain strict conditions. You must promise the guards that you are clean and that you have not eaten pork or had sex in the prior 24 hours. You must explain how you learned about the church and why you have chosen to attend. You must assure guards that you are not law enforcement officer or a spy from a rival Hebrew Israelite group. You will be your recording device will be confiscated during an aggressive pat-down search carried by the guards. The door is unbolted briefly, allowing you to enter the building. You'll walk into a tiny vestibule where you are required to enter your name, address, cell phone number into a ledger. If you have a cell phone, it will be confiscated and stored in a file cabinet until you leave. You'll be issued the King James Version of the Bible. Any other versions you may have carried will be taken away. Finally, a disciple approaches. He pours olive oil on your head as a final cleansing measure. Now, at last, you are prepared to enter the inner sanctum. God.
Wow.
Very
Holy
strange.
shit. What is the olive oil? Like, what the fuck?
It's purification. It's what was used to anoint Christ's head.
It's part of what was used to.
It's better than
One thing-
canola oil.
When they do anointing oil, it is olive oil mixed with spices and usually a little honey. But like when you get baptized in the Greek religion, if you're not born into it,
Oh, these dudes are fucking
They have-
psychopaths.
use that rather than just water.
Evangelical terrorizing. That's accurate.
Sounds about right.
Evangelical terrorizing.
Evangelical terrorists. You learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh God, and they hate especially white people.
Evangelical terrorists, so Muslims
Like
as well.
Yeah. So like some of the shit they say, like I've heard some of it, like while I was outside smoking a cigarette or something. And they're like, all the white people have oppressed us black people for years, and we are still oppressed, no matter what they do or say.
Okay.
He's a fucking psychopath.
You just want to look at him like, have you tried not being retarded?
That's what I said to myself. I was like, have you tried turning him off and on again?
Just
Not in that way. I'm pretty
Some
sure
people-
he uses the olive oil for something else.
Some people just need a hard reset.
With
Which
a,
you
in the
usually
face,
deliver
with
with a
a chair.
smack to the face.
With a chair. Steel chair.
Put 'em back to
like George
factories.
Carlin said. God bless us all, right in the mouth.
One of my favorite bits about George Carlin was he was talking about there's a group of people that needs to be smacked in the head with a baseball bat and left bleeding in the moonlight.
Wow.
I think it was oh no, one was here's another pack of degenerates that needs to be smashed in the face repeatedly with heavy mining equipment.
Love that one.
Another one was
Yes.
here's another pack of assholes that need to be thrown screaming from a helicopter. He was good at that stuff.
He was really
That-
good at insult.
That well, it's not the insult, it's the silly, violent imagery.
He's really good. He was really good at that. They do fear tactics to break you down. They use they verbally assault pedestrians.
Sounds to me like they need
Oh,
to be
I'm
beaten
surprised
and
they didn't-
recognizable with a pillowcase full of kitchen knives.
God damn
I'm
it, man.
surprised. I'm surprised they haven't like stopped me and tried to like verbally harass me because of my tattoo.
What tattoo you get?
I've got the supernatural
Logo?
pentagram tattoo that they have on their chest.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
Nice.
got
I've
the
got it on I've got it on my left arm.
the anti-possession tattoo.
Yes, I have one. Had it for about a little over a year now.
That's cool.
I'll at least say that tattoo, or at least that thing, that symbol looks cool.
Oh, it is fucking cool. The way the day that I got it done, it only took 45 minutes to get done.
Not bad.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Depending on the size you get and whatnot. I mean, I've had the one.
It's a
you know,
pretty
the
decent size
couple of-
tattoo.
I've had at least the one tattoo that's taken several sessions.
Yeah, tattoos can take. I thought it was going to take like an hour and a half, 2 hours to get done because of all the shading that it requires.
Mm-hmm.
No, once
I
they
didn't know. It only
once-
took about 45 minutes.
once they get the outline and everything, they have the different needles to go through and take care of that. No, my back took a long time just because of its size.
I just posted in the photography.
One of these days, I just don't feel I'm in good enough shape to really post in a picture of it. Still gotta get rid of my love handle some more.
Yeah.
It's on my left arm, so I'm kind of proud of it.
I only have the desire for one tattoo.
Honestly,
I'm happy that you want to get my name tattooed on your ass, but no.
Well, it does involve my ass.
no. If I were
It's a
gonna,
lower body transplant.
if I were gonna get the tattoo on my ass, it quite literally would be the phrase "your name."
Well,
That's great.
I
somewhere
got a
on my
tattoo on my ass. It would say this. No, it wouldn't.
somewhere
mind.
somewhere on my body, I want a tattoo that says "They finally let me in." And the
Get a
reason,
tattoo of, like $100 bill on your dick, so that way when someone asks you, it's just like you want to blow 100.
well, the reason why
Oh, jeez.
the reason why I want that tattooed somewhere in my body in just basic block letters is that I plan on donating my body to the OU School of Medicine and they're going to flip me over. And they said, "Yeah, I finally got in."
That's
Yeah.
clever. That is great. No, I'm surprised they haven't stopped me just to like scream at me because of my tattoo, and I've showed it off. Like, come at me,
Look,
motherfucker.
They're going to go
puts it
after
like
people
this.
if they know they're not really going to say anything, or are just most likely going to get them.
I mean, I'm white as a fucking ghost, so they probably won't even talk to me. So that's why.
You tell them this. You have a black friend. Will fuck them up, right? Will.
Here just forgot to breathe that day.
I'm just so glad I'm not in areas to where that is, because if anything, I'd most likely just tell them to go fuck themselves. And if anything, since I live in Michigan, like, dude, you got to remember, like, people carry guns here.
Guns are legal here.
No, they're not. And self-defense
Probably
laws
not.
work.
That's
Those are
probably
good.
why they're not fucking with you down there. Is that they're like, "Oh, white boy's probably got a gun."
Yeah, Michigan has got some very good self-defense law. Now, what they're trying to do with gun laws is beyond criminal.
What?
Oh, the Michigan legislature and governor are trying to do an lame duck session to basically make it illegal to carry a gun almost anywhere.
That's unconstitutional as fuck.
Yeah, they're basically
Yeah.
trying to pull the whole thing. It's like, oh, we can make all these places to where it's illegal to carry a gun, therefore
you
making
can't.
it having
Yep.
it.
Trying to do the whole sensitive places thing. They disregard what what's already been established clearly as what can or can't be labeled a sensitive place.
My crotch.
Mhm.
My ass.
Well,
I
that
mean,
probably
his ass.
is a sensitive place.
And
But
I can carry a gun there if I want to.
I mean, you can. I don't recommend it. Just like I don't recommend appendix carrying, because you're either, in 90% of the cases, you are either pointing the gun at your junk or at your femoral artery.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I'm just saying it's my choice.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's 100% your choice. I'm just telling you, I don't recommend it.
Nor do I.
Yeah,
Mhm.
critical. Do you have you heard what they're trying to do about red flag laws here?
No,
In
but
Oklahoma?
red
Yeah.
flag laws should be unconstitutional. I know, like they
Oh,
put,
they are.
they put
They
one
are.
here and it's already being fought in
Well-
Michigan, because they're trying to say, well, you get a court date later, so that's still due process. It's like, if you do in the
No.
court date it's like after you go and take someone's guns, you don't give them due process.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
that's not due process. Due process is
circumvention
the
of due process.
adjudication. It is the actual legal process first, and then the consequence, the result.
And hold on just a second. And Badger, we all know it wouldn't say that if you got a tattoo about, your tramp stamp tattoo, it would not say exit only. It's a, fun times here. Or like, make sure you spit first.
Mine would say beware blowback.
But here's
On my cigarette here.
Caution, high wind area.
here's what they're trying to do here. What they're doing here is that the state legislature is coming in and saying that they're banning cities from implementing red flag laws.
Good.
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 And,
Oklahoma is very pro-gun.
and what basically what it is that they said that the cities cannot have any gun restrictions more strict than the state.
Preemption is a wonderful thing.
That's good. That's a good sign.
And that one's probably going to go through. There's another one that it's bumping up against the Constitution here. It's basically saying that it would be against the law for anybody in the state of Oklahoma to propose a law restricting gun access.
Well, the Second Amendment
Good.
already does that.
Yeah.
Well,
That's true.
the reason why they say that it's against the Oklahoma Constitution is that we can't propose that because even though it may or may not pass, the proposition of it saying you can't do that is bumping up against the First Amendment.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And so I kind of I'm like, yeah, I mean, well, I agree with the intent of it. You know, people do have a right to say we need to have stricter gun laws, even though I disagree with them. I mean,
Well, you
I
know,
mean, you can say it all you want.
phrased it-
It's the
Oh, go on.
enforcement. I'm just saying, you can agree with, you can say it all you want, but it's the enforcement. You may not agree that I need a gun. However, as long as my rights say I can have one.
See, the
Yeah.
way I've been phrasing this for a while now
Mhm.
is that tyranny is illegal in the United States of America,
Yes.
It is.
and tyranny.
Oh, yeah.
And while it's okay to discuss a gun banning proposition, the second you move to legislate and to pass a bill, you're engaging in an act of tyranny.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
you should damn well be there should be no immunity is the point I want to make, because they have immunity from it now, from prosecution on that basis. Whereas I'm like, hey, you want to play this game? Let's play this fucking game. You're violating the Second Amendment, and we won't stand for it. It is my firm belief that tyranny must be dealt with in a swift, memorable, efficient manner.
Yeah.
Someone wants to block traffic, run them down.
But yeah. No.
You can't,
every
you can't
time
block traffic just
people
and
did that
call
for
it
a long
protest
time
and get
there
away
for
with
a
it.
while.
Say again?
I said people did that for a long time there for a while. It was just blocking traffic for one reason or another.
Well, yeah, because they falsely believe that because it's a protest, it's okay to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately,
Mhm.
the people in the legal sphere recognize that it's essentially holding people hostage, and I mean judiciary and legislative, because that's essentially what it is. It's holding people hostage.
Yep.
And if someone's going to
Mhm.
hold me hostage, I have a right to defend myself. And if defending myself takes the form of running a motherfucker over, so be it.
That's why it sounds terrible, but I always laugh whenever they're like, oh, we're going to stop things on the highway. And it's like, and then they're like, we're going to do it at night as well. It's like, you gonna die. And like someone ends up getting hit by a semi, and like that semi driver should be arrested, blah, blah. It's like your dumb ass got on the highway, never got any approval to fucking stop traffic, didn't wear any reflective material, and you got hit by a vehicle moving at 70 miles an hour that's still gonna take like over 300 feet to stop.
Yep.
Yeah. There is
What is the
That-
saying, Rodden? Play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. I think that's a
Dumbass
stupid
clause.
say not for highways specifically, but there is a legal process for closing streets for protests and gatherings and stuff. A street is not a traditional public forum.
No.
Even so, in cities and
Neither is a
everything,
highway.
even so, in cities and everything, there is usually some kind of legal process to be able to get a street closed for a protest, for a gathering, stuff like that. The streets that don't get closed for that, highways.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of highways fall under federal jurisdiction, not the state.
Yeah, because
Yep.
they're all considered interstate highways. Well, a lot
I mean,
of
they
them
fall
are.
under state jurisdiction as far as enforcement of traffic enforcement, but there is no provision for shutting them down short of, hey, we've got to shut down this section of highway for construction, or we've got to shut down this section of highway because there's actually, there's a 6-car pileup you can't safely get through. And if we let people come through right now, they're going to,
Or
aside from putting themselves in danger, they're going to put everybody that is trying to clean up.
Well,
and
so
clear up the
you also
situation
forgot the
in
other
danger.
obvious one, which is nature. So it's like, depending on the state, like a tornado or a really bad storm went through, or the one that can happen damn near about anywhere. And it's like, we're closing down this part of the highway because a sinkhole opened up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I actually had to deal with a highway that had been closed because of a fire followed by a hurricane. Washed out sections of the road.
Lovely.
And that was a very bad month for me because basically I had a daily 100-mile detour.
Yep,
Daily.
fun times.
So I'm not laughing at you. I just remembered something off the top of my head about talking about road blocking. We had one here once. The part of the highway was blocked because a truck full of dildos.
Oh,
I was
Overturned.
actually talking about that the other day.
A
Some
truck of
fucker left
dicks.
these on the road.
A truck full of dildos and lubrication, in the same day.
Were they trying to get to P. Diddy's house?
Probably.
Man, they forced that wrong. Apparently, they did not have enough Astroglide.
No, they did not.
oh, jeez.
And you could just say that, that
Stomping
driver was
over here.
thoroughly fucked.
Yes, he
Uh,
was.
The funniest thing
Apparently,
was
he had the
is
dick, but he didn't have the balls.
I'm
I'm trying to think of any more puns I can make out of this.
Really?
Oh, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure it's
cocky.
more.
He got cocky when he took that turn.
Damn.
The funny part was the news helicopter overhead and him really not wanting to describe what he thought was on the road.
Oh.
Yes.
And then the people in the studio realizing what's on the
What was on the road?
So we're going to
Yeah.
cut to Jim with weather.
So a 2-car, so a couple of semi trucks spilled over today, and what looks like I'm gonna go over to Jim with the weather.
Jim at the weather. Well, it's just pissing down rain.
A
God
lot
damn
of
it,
dicks on the
Jim!
road, Jim. Cocks everywhere.
A bunch of dildos. It's just a bunch of cocks and lube.
I'm gonna put
Well,
that over
Bill,
Discord
thanks for
y'all.
going to the weather, but we can definitely say this: all of your friends are there because they're a
Oh,
we
we
can
just
definitely
dick
say they're a
over.
dildo because they have
the
the same
shape of
shape.
the
They have
trucks.
the same shape and feel as a dick, but they lack the warmth and realness.
Oh,
Look,
It's
look,
Back
look.
to you, Bill.
For lesbians.
I'm Dick Dirkler, and I approve this message.
Oh my god.
Dane's Dick Cockmeister.
I'm
Yeah.
Love Dick Johnson, and I approve this message.
Dick Johnson Cockmeister.
Goddamn right.
I still think my favorite one is
You're
one that
goddamn right.
it had like a shipment of dice as well. So when the semi crashed, the dice spilled out, and it was like D&D
Yes,
dice, and it's like it's just like truck crashes causing 7,000
those
damage to the road.
Those nat 20s. Wonder
That
how
truck-
many nat 20s it
Did-
was.
Wait a minute, we gotta make sure. Did the road make its will save?
Oh, this just in. The truck driver's name was Rod Harding.
Dude, even the way the semis are like posted on here, it looks like a dildo.
Look. I think we're offending Angela with this dick talk.
Why?
As they say in
Why do
Letterkenny,
you have to go there?
Because I'm a penis.
Tears
Terror.
Tears trying
Yes,
Tears trying to use this old joke. You know, there is such a thing as too much horn talk, and a fella ought to be aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
Semi-hauling dice has a spills, causes 140,000 d6 damage.
Make a will save.
Driver
Did you
failed the
know-
saving throw.
did you fail your will save? Well, you know what to do. You failed the will save.
Truck. Okay, this is an article right here. Truck carrying gaming dice spills on the highway, rolls a perfect 756,000 damage.
Nice.
Jesus Christ. That's how many Tarrasques?
That's at least 4, maybe 5,000 No, not that many, but a lot of Taras.
I think they have what, 300 health, something like that.
They have more than that. Hey, a Taras is probably the highest CR. Taras.
I don't have a clue.
33 D20 plus 330. 676 hit die.
Yeah.
It's
Jesus
an
Christ.
AC class of 25 and a speed of 40 feet. Jesus fuck.
Motherfucker. And it's a challenge. It's a CR 30.
Yeah. Oh, it went up then, damn.
And it
Yeah,
has
it
3
has
legendary
CR
actions.
25.
To go-
Legendary resistance.
Let's go into a
Man.
little different thing because we still got about 12 minutes until 2 hours. And that whole thing for next week. Are we wanting to continue with Nicolas Cage, or since it's December, do a couple Christmas movies this month? We're at least doing one.
Yeah. We gotta do an all-time classic.
Hey, it's your show.
I mean, I know
Blood
Angela requested
Wonderland.
Mixed Nuts, which I have.
You
There's
do?
a lot of
Yeah, I
D6
have
all
Mixed
over the
Nuts.
road. Jesus.
We did Gremlins last year, so in all reality, we're not doing the Star Wars Holiday Special.
We did Gremlins?
Yeah, we did Gremlins last year.
Why don't I remember?
I don't know. So of the ones I have, we got A Christmas Carol, A Christmas Story, Die Hard, Die Hard 2, even though Die Hard 2 is just Die Hard 1 in an airport.
Okay. This is part of the article here. It says, considering the average roll of 6-sided die is around 7, approximately 216,000 dice were rolled. Trivium estimated that the rolled total was 756,000. The truck was undamaged, having made its saving throw. That's a great article right there.
Then going
I'm
back
sorry
to
I
he's
had to
also
read
got
that.
8 Crazy Nights, which is a classic in my opinion. I'm probably not gonna. Well, I'm not watching Elf just because I don't hate Will Ferrell, but
Oh, I do.
I don't like that movie. No, he's got a couple of good movies.
He's the same fucking douchebag in every fucking movie.
Oh, and majority of them, yes. He actually
he's
did.
a fucking one-trick pony. I'm sure he's capable of more.
It's
and
it's
I'm
that whole.
sure that he,
It's the
Oh,
whole
go
thing
on.
of the director. Oh God, I'm trying to remember what the movie is, to where it's like he actually finds out that a writer, that he is her newest character, and that he
Stranger
is
Than
going
Fiction.
Stranger Than Fiction. Not a bad movie. And he doesn't play
No,
the
that
same
was a
same
pretty good-
character he does in that one, but he had a director that's just like, no,
Are we still we're talking about Adam Sandler?
no, this is
Will
Will
Ferrell.
Ferrell.
Will Ferrell.
Oh.
I like 8 Crazy Nights, but I find most of the Adam Sandler movies to be more of a guilty pleasure other than a quaint few.
Adam Sandler movies are good. One of my favorite ones is actually Bulletproof with Damon or Marlon. Which Wayans brother is that? I keep forgetting.
I don't know. But
Which movie?
Bulletproof.
Bulletproof. It's Adam Sandler and it's Adam Sandler and Damon Wayans.
Okay.
With James Caan, Larry McCoy.
I'm going over the.
There's
It's like because we're doing the review next week, so I was going over some of the Christmas movies I have. So obviously, there's always the first Ghostbusters. Technically, it's like I think it's the first and third Harold and Kumar are Christmas movies. Obviously, there are the two. There are the two Home Alone movies. I consider Lethal Weapon 1, even though Lethal Weapon is one that actually just takes place during Christmas. Otherwise,
action movies started at Christmas time.
Otherwise, there's always the ever so classic 1964 Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, or we can go with a fun one and go with the Mighty Ducks.
Which one?
The first one. The first one is the only one that's Christmas.
Okay, yeah.
It's that whole thing.
Yeah.
Did you miss the theme of like, since it's December, we're going with a Christmas-esque movie?
Can we do
I
the
got
Mighty
it.
Ducks?
I just forgot Mighty Ducks was based around Christmas.
Yeah. The whole reason why he does what he does is because of it being Christmas. And him being lonely.
Hey.
Okay, fair.
What's up, Mitch?
What?
Okay, I'm
It's the
hearing
second
shit,
time you've
apparently.
done that to me.
Dude, I'm probably hearing shit. I got tinnitus and whatnot. Fuck if I
I'm
know.
sorry, it was me. It was
I'm gonna
me.
get a
It's-
complex.
It was me.
Fuck. Tragic is setting
I'm
you
gonna
up.
Yeah,
think,
we're
oh
gonna be
God,
paranoid.
did I watch porn on a stream and have a wank? I don't know what's
Hey.
happening.
Mitch, you are a complex.
Then I'm gonna, okay, I'm live streaming. I better turn off all my lights just in case.
Gonna do a tubing.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm going tubing. That's actually a good euphemism for
That's
rubbing one
hilarious.
out.
That's a hilarious euphemism.
Oh, there's that one. There's Mix a Batch.
Oh, grind your beef.
Well, I was going off of Jeffrey Tubin.
Go shellacking.
Slapping Mr. Happy.
Gonna make a bald man puke.
The CNN reporter got caught masturbating on a Zoom call with his boss.
That was like what was
Yeah.
that like 2 years ago?
That was during COVID.
Yeah, that was during COVID. That was during 2020. Yeah.
So Tubin's now it's a euphemism now.
Because the dumbass didn't
Dude,
understand
and,
technology and make sure that his fucking camera was off.
There was also one lady who was who was taking a shower or something, and she came out like completely naked on a Zoom call. I can't remember who that was.
I do seem
Now
to
everybody-
recall. This was I guess this was more early days of the internet. I don't know where I would go to look it up now. But George Carlin once made the observation that you never see someone running full speed taking a shit. So someone on the internet had to go and do it.
I'm pretty sure it's a live leak.
Probably. I wouldn't know how to look it up
that's a terrible way to put that, but fairly accurate.
though.
Well,
I get it.
if you guys have seen I've posted a couple pictures of my my living room. There's a screen in there. And the reason why I own that screen is because my my wife, when she had to work from home during COVID, she got really, really tired of me in the background in her Zoom calls, making faces and doing stupid shit to entertain her coworkers.
I'm sorry, it was just entertainment.
Oh, I guess I should have remembered that I could have went with we could also look at like Ernest Saves Christmas. There's the original Santa Claus movies with Tim Allen.
It saves Christmas. Wasn't that a real thing?
Ernest Saves Christmas? Yes.
Yeah.
No. Kiss, like the band.
No, the
Oh.
only movie they did was Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park.
The Kiss Saves Christmas is a joke from Family Guy.
Yeah.
Family Guy, yeah. I was like, I wonder if that was a real movie, and they just kind of like made fun of it.
No, the one I want to see is The Brady's Stole Christmas.
Oh yeah, the Brady Stole
What?
Christmas. Great movie.
The Brady Stole Christmas. That's my joke movie. It's when the Brady Bunch gets together and steals Christmas. I think it would be hilarious.
I
Yes.
uh,
I think she's lost.
this seems very random.
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
the whole
It was
point.
supposed to be.
Okay.
It's like I'm gonna go with it.
You know what else? You know what I would like to see though? Anyone watch Seinfeld or remember Seinfeld?
Bits and pieces.
I've seen a couple of episodes, enough to realize that Seinfeld and Friends are really just like this.
Very similar.
Well,
Two sides of the same
it's-
coin.
no, literally, Seinfeld is Friends 10 years later.
Yeah,
Kind of.
not
But
inaccurate.
what I want to see is Seinfeld. That show somehow came up with great fake movie titles, and I want someone to go and make those movies, like Prognosis Negative,
Excuse me.
Brown Eyed Girl, Rochelle, Death Blow. Death Blow was great because they actually did like a tagline for it. Death Blow. When someone wants to kill you, not because of something, or what was it? Not because of who you are or what you've done, but for other reasons entirely.
Death blow. Dun dun duh.
What was it?
Oh.
A Chunnel was another one.
Why don't you actually just like take these movies, write a script for them, and then just send them to like any company who would take it?
God, what was
And that Death Blow would actually be like an Adam Sandler movie.
well,
Death Blow
Blow.
would be a porn.
Yeah,
An action porn.
Porn parody.
an action
It-
porn parody. There you go.
There's not many. There's not many of those.
The clown says that the Mighty Ducks doesn't actually take place during Christmas.
Yeah, look at there's only the one spot to where it has the Christmassy.
Never seen that movie.
It's not a bad movie.
There is only
I
one
love the
action.
Mighty
There's like
Ducks.
one action porno that's actually pretty funny, and it's the Charlie's Angels one.
Now, see, I've never seen the Mighty Ducks because I just can't imagine myself saying, "Hey, got to see that new Emilio Estevez movie."
It's actually related to Charlie Sheen.
Yes, the brothers.
Honestly, I wanted to watch the
Yeah.
Mighty Ducks because of Joshua Jackson. He had been in a movie a couple of years prior called Digger that I really liked.
Emilio Estevez was actually back then was in a lot of different movies, and then he just kind of like stopped.
Then you can't forget the father, Martin Sheen.
Actually, kinda.
Wait, Martin Sheen is their dad.
I might be
remember that.
wrong. Mighty Ducks might have came first, but I saw Digger first.
He's still alive. Holy shit!
And then I watched it and I was like, I really dig this Eldon Ryan Ratcliffe guy. And he went on to be Foggy.
Wow, if you put them both side to side, they really do look identical. Holy fuck!
Who?
Charlie Sheen and Martin Sheen.
It's terrifying, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It is crazy how similar they look.
But we've hit 2 hours, so we're gonna call it here, so I can go ahead and restart my computer and hope it stops being an asshole.
Yeah.
Okey-doke.
Hope in one hand, shit in the other.
Hey, look how
Yeah.
scary and similar they look.
It does that shit sometimes, but obviously there's Tears thing on Monday. It's one of the few things he does on YouTube. Angela will be on with Mr. Adam on his channel for Monday. And I think you guys also do the Saturday thing, right? Or is it Sunday?
We do
It's Saturday for the movie.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Saturday. We actually just finished up our fantasy adventure fantasy month, and we'll be starting with our December Christmas movies. We will be watching Christmas Vacation. And if you want if you don't want to watch Mixed Nuts, I will be doing Mixed Nuts with Adam on
It's
the
Adam.
arcade. But I'd like to do Mixed Nuts with you guys too.
We'll figure it out a little bit, but so there's that. Obviously, Tintier also has his Saturday show on Rumble, and then Never Watch Alone has been moving to Rumble because YouTube wants to be absolutely retarded about stuff.
As always.
No, Rotten, stop insulting perfectly good retards.
Will does his streams on Saturday. You got anything else other than the streams on Saturday?
Just guest appearances everywhere else.
Like lots of us.
Yeah.
Mitch has his stuff on his Rumble channel as well. I don't remember if I have that one actually linked.
Well, that's mostly been Never Watch Alone, but we got to figure out what to do now that if it's moving to Rumble permanently, we got to discuss channel stuff.
Well, that might still be done just on your channel then. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Tier and I got to discuss it.
So they'll figure that one out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Dark, you got anything that you do for YouTube or no?
Yes, actually I do dad jokes, food reviews, drink reviews now on my channel. Yeah, I might also do movie reviews occasionally. Or TV show reviews if I can.
Nice.
Yeah, I still at one point got to do a full side-by-side of the 2003 and the 2012 Ninja Turtles.
I need to do my Peacemaker video as well.
Otherwise, on Thanksgiving, since when I got it out, I made a video on an optic. Did my my one review. So hopefully I can get to the range more to start reviewing some of the other ones I have.
Nice.
But we will get out of here, and hopefully you all have a good week. You can get in the Christmas spirit. And always remember that Mariah Carey cannot be stopped. She cannot be reasoned with. There's nothing you can do because all she wants for Christmas is you.
And she also can't sing her own song very well either.
That's just sad.
But
I do not like. I like the song when anyone other than her.
In that case, Angela, straight no chaser.
Straight no chaser.
It could be. It could be worse.
But we're gonna get out of here, so y'all take it easy. Say bye, everybody.
Bye.
everybody.
Shake it naked.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Join us again next week, or you can check out the other people in the panel in the description and see us again plausibly on one of their channels, or just check out what work they've done. Have a good week, everyone.